What is the matter with you? Why do you do this to your friends?
Do what? I have 10 miniatures of the same character. But why? I got my first Abaddon the Despoiler 13 years ago. We'll discover why he is one of my favorite characters of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Why this mass murderer of trillions. I mean, that sounds horrible. How could he be one of my favorites? He's an absolute psychopath. He wants to see the galaxy burn. But there is a reason for this. And not only will we learn that reason, I'll share the story of how I collected 10 of the same miniature, and I got my buddy Tom to help me explain it. I mean, 4 of them were from him. This is almost half his fault.
Imagine a distant future where humanity is locked in a perpetual struggle for survival against alien races, heretical forces, and dark gods. This is the setting of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, a grim, dystopian galaxy where war is endless and hope is scarce. Abaddon the Despoiler is one of the most formidable villains in this universe. He is a towering warrior and a master strategist who leads vast armies against the forces of humanity. His actions have shaped the course of history in this dark future, making him a central figure in the ongoing conflict. Abaddon was originally known as Ezekiel Abaddon. He was a space marine, a genetically enhanced super soldier created to protect humanity. Specifically, he belonged to the Luna Wolves Legion, one of the most respected military forces of the time. Abaddon rose through the ranks to become the first captain, second in command to Horus, the Primarch, the genetically engineered leader of the Luna Wolves. Horus was also the War Master, the emperor of mankind's most trusted commander. Horus became corrupted by malevolent entities known as the Chaos Gods. He turned against the Emperor, leading half of the Space Marine legions in a massive civil war called the Horus Heresy. Loyal to Horus, Abaddon played a crucial role in the rebellion. However, the war ended in failure for the traitors when Horus was killed during a climactic battle. After Horus's death, the traitor legions retreated into a warped dimension known as the Eye of Terror. Without clear leadership, they became fragmented and often fought among themselves. Disgusted by the infighting and attempts to clone Horus, Abaddon destroyed the clones and rejected the past. He believed that dwelling on Horus's failure was holding them back. Abaddon united the warring factions under a new banner, the Black Legion. He repainted their armor black to symbolize a new beginning and invited warriors from all legions to join him, regardless of their original allegiance. Abaddon declared himself the new War Master, assuming the mantle once held by Horus, but determined not to repeat his mistakes. Through strength and cunning, he forged a powerful army composed of the most ruthless and skilled warriors, all committed to his vision. The Black Crusades are a series of massive military campaigns launched by Abaddon against the Imperium of Man, the galactic empire of humanity. His goals and motivations include overthrow the Emperor. Abaddon seeks to destroy the Emperor, whom he sees as a tyrant enslaving humanity. Spread chaos. Empowered by the Chaos Gods, he aims to bring their influence into the material universe. Personal ambition. Unlike Horus, Abaddon is not merely a pawn of the Chaos Gods. He uses their power to further his own goals. Each Black Crusade has caused immense destruction, destabilizing regions of space and weakening the Imperium's defenses. Why is Abaddon's crusade significant? It's a symbol of unending war. Abaddon's relentless assaults embody the never-ending conflict that defines the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and it's the ultimate threat to humanity. He represents one of the greatest dangers to human existence, combining military genius with supernatural powers. Abaddon the Despoiler is a pivotal character whose actions have profound implications for the entire galaxy. His journey from a loyal captain to a despot leading a crusade against humanity encapsulates themes of betrayal, ambition, and the corrupting influence of power. Understanding his story provides valuable insight into the complex and dark world of Warhammer 40k.
Speaking of the Chaos Gods, shout out to today's sponsor, which is Wayland Games. Obviously, they're the Chaos Gods, right? They're making all this happen right now. If you're in the UK, you save up to 20% on Warhammer miniatures. Links provided in the description. Sign up for their newsletter for discounts on many minis because, you know, like Abaddon taking out the trillions, they got trillions of plastic minis. So, you know, I haven't really counted, but it's pretty close to that. They have a massive warehouse. Anyway, on to the next Abaddon.
If you would be so kind, tell the story of this Abaddon.
All right, we'll tell the story. I had this one right here commissioned from my friend Dave when they released the model. Dave absolutely loved it.
Are you talking about me? Yeah.
That's what you told me. I absolutely love it.
That's true. I did say
And it was commissioned by Aspiring Champion Painting. His name is Jordan. I said, Jordan, I would also like an Abaddon the Despoiler. The only thing I ask, the only caveat, I want it better than Dave's. And when he sees it, I want him to say, I want that one. So this one's got non-metal metallics, the chrome in his fist that reflects the light, and the lighting within the helmet, and just a dynamic glow on the sword, which I enjoy so much better than that one.
Okay, I just have to know, you sadistic, beautiful human you, why would you do this? What is it? Why?
When you saw the model, what did you say?
I want it. That's what I said, okay? Like, you knew it would happen. But why? Why do that? Why do that to your friends?
But you didn't pay for it. I gave it to you for nothing.
I think I paid in jealousy. That was my pay. I think that's how I paid for this. I had feelings about that, Tom. I emotionally reacted to it.
I remember I was sending you progress pics. You go, oh no, it's not going to be better than mine. Oh no, it's not going to be better than mine.
Well, it didn't look better.
Then it went to, maybe it's going to be better than mine. Oh yeah, it might be better than mine too. Oh yeah, it's better than mine. I want it.
Yeah, you boiled that frog. You know what? I should say this, okay? This is a reasonable thing to say.
Oh, silence?
Yeah, silence. yeah, speechlessness.
But before even this one, I had this one also commissioned for you by my buddy Patrick Augustin.
This one is really crazy because it's like, that's not a GW.
No, it was
Abaddon.
That's done by Grimskull Miniatures.
Okay.
I think it's called Master of the Crusade.
Now, this is before the larger Abaddon was released back in the days when his base size was, what, 40 mil?
40 mil, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was phenomenal looking Abaddon.
Yeah.
And just it proportioned quite nicely.
Yeah.
I wanted it. So that used to be yours.
Yes.
Okay, so how did it end up in my collection?
So when I brought my old World Eaters army with me, he was in that collection. And when you bought it, it was part that was just added in with the rest of the army.
Why did you add that in with the rest?
Because it was in the army.
But he's not a World Eater, that's Abaddon.
It wasn't, he was Abaddon. So if I ever wanted a dynamic HQ choice, like Abaddon the Despoiler, and I wanted to sink the points in for him, I'd grab Abaddon.
That's fair, because he's undivided. He can go with anything.
It's kind of like the Imperium using assassins, because, Chaos can't use assassins, but we could use Abaddon the Despoiler.
Yeah, now this one, tell me about this, because that looks like the Death to the False Emperor sword there.
It is. It was a conversion my brother Scott purchased for me to go with my also World Eaters army, because, this came out later. Before I sold the army, I had that, was more like an update to this model.
Now this you got before, once again, before the larger Abaddons were released.
Yes.
But Guilliman was released.
Correct.
Hence the reason why it is
on a Guilliman base.
Armor,
yeah.
His sword. Now the head, where's the head come from?
I have no idea.
Okay, so
it was a conversion I purchased.
Yeah,
or Scott purchased off of eBay, I think.
The skull shoulder pad's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Like I remember feeling that. I'm like, yes, this is the scale Abaddon should be.
Yeah.
Right there. Super, super cool. Would you like to know the story behind these?
Sure. I mean,
okay.
Talking about these, might as well talk about those.
So this right here, this is when Abaddon was released in this scale. We needed one for the studio to film in battle reports. So it's like, okay, done. Here it is. So it was actually after the fact that you came in and you're like, hey, Dave, I'm going to gift you this Abaddon. And then after that, hey, I'm going to make you jealous with my second Abaddon. So this is the one that I was using until I had this, and then until I had that.
Correct.
Yeah. This here, Demon's Wrath 808. Okay, I got this Abaddon from Demon's Wrath 808, so thank you very much for that. This is many years ago that this came here. Now, this was the original Abaddon that I was used to, because this here, now this one I don't recall where it came from. In my mind, it fills in the gaps. It appeared out of nowhere one day. It came through the warp. But this one, I will say that worthy painting, this is like a good, 14 years ago, something like that, painted up this Abaddon for me. And phenomenal paint job at the time. I remember looking at the white of the face and how like clean and crisp it was. I was super impressed by that. Now the last two Abaddons here, this is a conversion by Lee. Once upon a time, Lee worked for us. He was in-house studio painter.
Yeah, I remember Lee was a good guy.
Yeah, and he's since visited semi-recently. But this is an Abaddon that he converted up, and I've purchased a number of models off of Lee. This one though, this is a diorama that Lee made where Abaddon is fighting Loken, And I was collecting the Sons of Horus for Horus Heresy at the time. He's like, Dave, you gotta have, this is a very pivotal, iconic scene. And so here you go. So it just appeared on the desk, and Lee, and he's similar to you in that way. He just like makes things for his friends and does things for his friends, and there really isn't any choice in the matter there. So, okay, I will accept this gift of chaos. Thank you very much. So that's that.
If you like the style of this presentation, subscribe, hit the notification, leave a comment, like this video. It helps out immensely, puts it in your algorithm, and lets us know you want to see it more.